I'm gonna draw the next name. Right. Oops, I got two there. Chris Putro, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Chris Putro.
Thank you, Heather. You know, Heather, I think for your final show here next week, I think you should actually create a staircase of dicks for the comedians to walk up. A little appropriate. Callback. Hey, Stu was talking about being from San Francisco. I think San Francisco is like one of the most hated cities in the U.S. probably. And me personally, I'm a Phillies fan, and Phillies played the Giants in the playoffs. And even though the Phillies lost, it was sort of cool because like all my LA friends were behind me because LA hates San Francisco too. And even though normally LA and East Coast are kind of enemies, I like cases like this. I like when groups of people can put their petty differences aside and unite to face a common enemy. Especially one notorious for its elitist culture and disproportionate hold on finance, the media, and politics. But enough about our universal hatred of the Jews. Let's get back to San Francisco for a second. That's a perfect joke, except for the fact that Stu is also Jewish, which kind of puts a little kink in it. I'm sorry. Wow. All right, it's November. It's the start of the holiday season. You guys all excited? The first of the holidays is... Oh, I should have paused for applause there. The first holiday's coming up in a couple days. Of course, I'm talking about Saturday, November 20th, Kick a Ginger Day. For those of you who don't remember this story from last year, Kick a Ginger Day is a day when you're supposed to go out and kick the asses of redheads. And it was kind of controversial last year. And I gotta say, I do sympathize with the people behind this holiday because, let's face it, redheads are a little creepy with the lack of pigment, the freckles, and the smell. My God, the smell. But, please let's separate the affliction from the afflicted here. Why go for violence when surely there's a medical solution for this? Medicine has found cures for polio, smallpox. Surely we can wipe out redheadedness and keep future generations from having to deal with these freaks of nature. No, look, redhead, it's kind of a day-to-day, quality of life affliction that maybe should be wiped out. Kind of, like other things today, like left-handedness, pooping out green after you drink red wine. Can we find a cure for that? Remember the first time you drank red wine and then you look down and you're like, what the fuck did I do to my liver? Nobody should have to go through it. Surely that's like a simple fix. You can knock a few of these out very quickly. I'm tired of money going to these big marquee diseases that are never going to be cured, like AIDS, stem cell research. Stem cell is supposed to produce a cure for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Why do we need to wipe out these? These are actually good diseases in my book. Now, granted, they suck for the people who have them. Don't get me wrong. But I tend to think the rest of us, at the very least, find them mildly entertaining. Come on. You're afraid to laugh, but be honest. Who among us has not gotten a good chuckle over some wrinkly old cunt who doesn't recognize her family anymore? There's some cocksucker who can't stop shaking. That is comedy gold. That is a net entertainment benefit for society. Let's keep those and try to figure out how to stop me from shitting out green. Look, people are laughing at the redheads. I know some people are fans of redheads. Every time I go to a porn site, there's going to be awesome on the video. And I'm looking over here because there's this is cool. Well planned out with the seating arrangement here. I'll just face this way. That's cool. Good. But I don't look, no, I have to face the camera because I look shitty from either side. Go ahead, you can walk across the camera. If you were going to do that. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Now I have to cut that part out. No, every time I go to a porn site, there's when they have different genres, there's MILFs and whatnot. There's always a redhead section, and invariably, I think they're gonna be hot, but half the chicks have dyed red hair, and ultimately, I'm disappointed. They're not very good, and I end up having to go to the teen section to finish myself off. And now, look, I gotta say something about teens. I want to reiterate, I am not a pedophile. And if you need proof, go to my Facebook status right now, which actually says Chris Putro is not a pedophile. There's a story behind that, and the fact that I had to actually post that on Facebook makes it really interesting. I'm 41 years old. I have to date younger girls, because girls my age they're 41. It's kind of disgusting. Guys, what was the next thing I was gonna? This guy on the Denver Broncos, Kenny McKinley, he shot himself in the head. This was like last month, and kind of tragic, but it's especially tragic because this is the third member of the Denver Broncos, like on the active roster, who's died in the last 4 years, and. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it's certainly not surprising to me, because if you think about it, anytime a white Bronco is it, oh shoot, now I fucked it up. Wait, rewind. No, the fact is all three of these guys were black. Okay, that's the important thing. All three of these guys were black. That may be a coincidence, but it's certainly not surprising, because if you think about it, whoa. The problem with this joke is the setup always goes way too long, and I try to condense it, and just by stumbling over it, now I ruined it. This video is not going to be a keeper. Anyway, so they're all black. Okay, all three Denver Broncos are black. So it's not surprising, because every time a white Bronco is involved in an NFL-related death, it's usually as the getaway car and not as the driver. That's a brilliant joke, but I just went way too far. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you very much. Guys, let's get to the main event here, the topic on everybody's mind. There's no kids here, are there?
No.
I should have asked you ahead of time. Should I do it just not joke by joke? Should I do a clean set or a dirty set? I have no clean material. All right, so let's talk about koala AIDS. This bit is like a year old, but they did it on SNL a couple weeks ago, so it has new life. They stole it from me. Koalas in Australia are dropping dead from AIDS and chlamydia. This is a real news item. It's called koala immune deficiency syndrome. Kids, real disease. And koalas are dying everywhere, and Australians are worried about the effect this is going to have on the tourism industry in Australia. I'm more worried about the effect it's going to have on the koala porn industry. Because I don't know if you guys are aficionados of porn like I am. Usually I can identify a person or two. Thank God there's no redheads here, by the way. Every time, let's get back to that. No, I did that redheads bit last night, and I ended up having to look around to see if there were any redheads, because I could do the most racist stuff, and the black guys usually love it. But if I do that redheads bit, there's always a one redhead girl in the front row who like stands up like, you're redhead, and just that throws me off for the rest and ruins my set. So glad there's none of those defective. No, okay. I'm too hard on redheads. No, they're cool people. But no, I did have a guy in grade school who was redhead and he smelled. That's where the smell thing is. It's funny because it's true. No, the koala porn, let's get back to that. I just like innovate. I don't watch it for like the erotic nature. I watch it more as a fan of the genre, for the artiness, for the production values, and I get bored with the regular porn, like watching human male, human female just going at it, because there's only so many mixes and matches. But when you get like a koala in the scene, like a fuzzy little teen, barely legal, horny teen koala girl. Now, again, I'm not a pedophile. This is not pedophilia. It's a teen koala, okay? And she's in there with three guys taking them on, and one guy's like in the mouth, one guy's in the vag, one guy's in the ass, and they start mixing. And then one goes in the pouch, which is something you don't see that a lot in porn. And I just like to see like new orifices explored. Like Renee was talking about the Octomom before, which I like, because again, that's an ancient reference, which I can now get away with talking about again. I'm just with the koalas, that I'm losing out on that, and the Octomom, I thought that was going to be my saving grace, because the Octomom, second night in a row, I turned off the fucking microphone. What is up with me? The Octomom was supposed to do a porn video for Vivid Entertainment, or they made an offer, like they're going to pay off her house or pay her $1 million, and I guess she's backed out of it or whatever. I'm glad you did that now and not on the punchline. Although there is no punchline to this. It's just one disgusting reference after another, which you'll see over the next 5 seconds. The I was really hoping she was going to do this porn scene, because I really wanted to see her let a guy fuck her in the C-section scar. Because again, with the koalas, the pouch, that's an orifice you don't see too often coming into play. I was hoping we'd get to see our first uterus cream pie ever, but I guess that's not going to happen. Oh my goodness. I just wasted a lot of time, and you're giving me the light now. Let me, should I even finish on this? So this one's not very good. No, this one's intellectual. This one's going to be a thinker, so I'll finish on it, and then you'll laugh like 2 comedians later. The guy that shot Malcolm X was released from prison recently. He was actually in a halfway house. Malcolm X was killed like in the 60s, and the guy was in prison for 40-something years. He just released, he was living in a halfway house at the end, and the halfway house was located on Malcolm X Boulevard in Manhattan. Kind of funny. It's ironic that he's forced to live on a street named after the guy he killed. And again, for me, it kind of brings to mind Barack Obama, who has sort of found himself in the same situation, but although it's reversed in Obama's case. Let me explain. Barack Obama, when he was a U.S. Senator, his office was on Constitution Avenue in Washington. And it wasn't until he left the Senate, became president, that he started trying to kill the Constitution. That's why I say it was reversed. And sometimes I get laughs, applause, and sometimes I get boos, depending on whether this is a red crowd or a blue crowd, and it seems to be purple. All right. Yeah, I probably should have finished on, I should have done my utter fuck bit, because that's also timely, but that's for next time. Wow, I love ending that way. Last time I ended on the Roger Ebert bit, and then I just turned around to face, because there were more laughs coming from that corner. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, this was pretty cool. ChrisPutro.com. You guys have been great. Thank you.
Thanks, dude. Isn't he good? Chris is he's a topics guy. He always reads the news and is really good at it.